Yeah, stream the 3 hours a day. Wow, nice. Yeah, I saw you growing a pencil pusher, right? When did you switch the game? I just did a lot for a bit. Luck. I lucked. Pencil pusher HD? Nice. Nice.
Get ready.
Lower 9?
Oh yeah. Damn. These guys are almost as big as you, Cole.
Yeah, almost.
The boss fight's a platform I didn't like. I see. Might be harder or something. I never played a Pencil pusher. I gotta check that out. How do we get down?
Whoops, sir.
Let's pull him back. Yeah, it's gonna wait. Save us for later. Like a snack. Bullshit. You think I'm kidding? I think you're bat.
But I completed in my single stream. Oh, sweet. You completed the game in like a single stream? Like in 3 hours? I don't know. Yeah, I gotta play some more of the games. Most of them are pretty good. That game is that small? Like 3 hour game? Really?
Shit crazy. That's what I think.
Oh, ain't that cute?
Like two assholes on their first date.
Got one!
And we are gonna continue playing Gears of War. And the game is still went kaput.
Second your own bitch. Out of the way. Nice.
Regroup.
Copy that.
I could use a hand here.
We gotta get out of here. Now, if you got a plan, let's hear it.
I know somebody who lives out here. He's got a vehicle. It's a piece of crap junker, but it runs.
What? You know one of these stranded guys?
Yeah, there's a camp up ahead.
So, what? You hang out with stranded?
I don't hang out, dickwad. I'm looking for somebody.
Shut up, Bear. Keep moving. What? What'd I say? I'm sure there's some nice stranded. Maybe not.
Oh, okay.
See, Corpser! I told you it's chasing us! Yeah, I got it! Down in front! Who's next? Oh, yeah! You're blocking my shots. Oh, yeah! Form up! Got it! Watch it!
I don't know what the fuck that they're thinking while they're remaking this game, dude. A remake supposed to be improvement compared to the previous game, right? It looks like it. The only thing they remade is the graphics. But I still don't feel like it so clunky from the old as game.
It's screwing with us!
Yeah.
Next!
I don't wait. Oh, today's Sunday. Yeah, that has been a lot.
It's still coming! This is bullshit! No, I don't actually. Keep moving. Oh yeah.
Let me see if there is any model I can get. Yeah, with different, this game has no mobs, but there's still Vikis. Yikes. Hmm.
It's not over yet, Baird. You better reload. Why? That's why. Good shot. Oh yeah. Next.
Damn, I missed it? Shit. Damn. Okay. How the fuck that reload is a miss?
Their ass. It's not over yet, Baird. You better reload. Why? That's why. Oh yeah.
There, no, hello, hello. For the winner, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. What about you? How's it be? How's Sunday going?
Incoming frag!
Next!
Pretty burning my go today. Alright, alright.
Let's get that vehicle.
Hell yes. Don't have to tell me twice.
Did you have a dinner yet? Dinner. Evening dinner, did you have it yet?
Hey man, what's up?
Same old shit.
Franklin here?
Yeah, usual spot.
Bullshit's not gonna help you out here. Hey, pig! I'm talking to you, piggy! Blow me!
Leave it alone, Bear.
What are you, my mom?
There was the game Gears of War reloaded. It's a Gears of War remake. Why am I this slow? Okay.
It's all you, Dom.
Don't worry, I got it. I won't let you down.
Hey, Santiago, what you doing here? No news on the lady, man. I'll tell you if I heard anything. I don't want people seeing me with you, all right? It's not good for business, man.
Give me that junk of yours.
Say what? Get real, man.
I'm serious, we need it.
Sorry to hear you're having problems, man, but I'm not giving you my ride, yo.
Oh, it's the game you're talking about it? The
I'm calling
Destiny?
in the favor, right now.
Yes. From yesterday is the way I'm playing it. Yeah?
All right, man, I'll do it. Yo, on one condition. They stay here, yo, as collateral. We can use the extra guns, man.
Done.
It's a Chap's gas station. Watch who go get it. Hey, yo, Santiago. We even now, man. No more favors, asshole.
I told you I had a plan.
Your plan blows, all right? Hey, hands off the merchandise! No handsies on the... Yeah, you! Beard out.
I didn't like the gunplay. Like the gunplay and the movement feels so
Where we're going,
bad.
Franklin.
Like I played it.
Chap's gas station, corner F Street.
That other game.
There's gonna be a lot of
Gun.
locusts between here and there.
The Burger has a movement that really good and the gunplay is way better.
The first one's by the river.
I think it's not a Vanquish. Yeah, Vanquish has a significantly better gunplay.
You dig?
It feels at a very low impact for gunplay. Doesn't feel impactful. Maybe it's just a difficulty. Let me switch to normal. Not a huge and big for true. True. Seems like they don't have an option, yeah. They don't. Where do we go? Yeah.
It's getting late.
Let's find
Yeah,
that
Gary's home.
checkpoint.
Where have you been? But it just disappeared, dude. Looks like they got a boot game with swords and chains. So you won't run away.
One dead grub.
Take
Well,
the
one more
stairs.
sword? I see. They probably be. I think this will explore if I should.
Let's go! Thanks, man.
Come get me.
Yeah, my mouse left the bottom of it. Doesn't work properly. That's why you just glitch out. Peace. Who are you? It's my fan since like how long? What are you yawns? And he is one of my moderators. I'm on this one, yo. Yup. Where do I get out of this?
Anya, we crossed the river.
Checkpoint 1 should be straight ahead.
How's it going, Baird?
Oh, it's bullshit. Somebody here figured out the Coldplay thrash ball. Now it's all, oh, Coltrane, tell us all about that play again. And, hey, number 83, sign my shirt. Where the hell are you guys?
We're working on it. Sit tight.
What are you, the stand? What is going on? Oh, what the fuck? Holy shit! Then what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, we crossed the river.
Checkpoint 1 should be straight ahead.
How's it going, Baird?
Oh, it's
Yo,
bullshit.
click that one.
Somebody
Holy
here figured
shit.
out the Coldplay thrash ball. Now it's all, oh, Coltrane, tell us all about that play again. And hey, number 83, sign my shirt. Where the hell are you guys?
We're working on it. Sit tight.
That blew me out. Yep.
Stay there. We're coming over.
Stay under the light.
Franklin, it's Santiago.
Hey, it's dark now, so you better watch it, man. The krill are probably out by now.
Yeah, they are. And they just killed the guys at Checkpoint 1.
Shit. All right, yo, Santiago, man. That means they're coming this way. Johnson, check the lights. Yo, man, you better keep moving. Checkpoint 2 is up ahead.
Yeah, it seems like if you get hit by those black things, you're gonna dead. You'll be dead in like 2 seconds. Ah, damn. I think I would have improved the gunplay and then the movement, so our character moves more like a Warhammer style. How come Warhammer? Like, I didn't like the Warhammer 40k when I played it because it's so repetitive. Or at least the gunplay on that game is kind of good, but in this one, the gunplay and the movement just is not that great. Unfortunately, you can see it, right? When I shoot something, you get the idea.
Emergence hole.
Shoot the tank.
Emergence hole.
Shoot the tank.
Back in your hole. Oh, yeah. Shoot every propane tank you see from now on. We need the light.
People out here aren't gonna like that, Marcus. They use that shit.
It's either that or they kill us. So we're doing it.
The rest, yes? Yes, I saw. Thank you.
through the building.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Mayor did a good job. Yes. Good job, good job.
Nice.
Oh, what the hell?
Cole, you there? Everything okay?
Shit, yeah, baby, we got to hook up. They giving us a big-ass dinner.
We are going to get dysentery from this shit.
Bear's having a hard time adjusting, you know.
Tell Baird to shut up and eat. We'll be back soon.
Copy that.
Who's next? Incoming front!
I think it's a bad idea to flank him. What the hell?
Next!
Hammer of Dawn is offline.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, this gun actually feels good. Use the most impactful gun in the game is a pistol. God. That life fight.
I need ammo. Scratch one grub.
Where is that person with the chat go? I don't know, he can look about other channels or something.
Sweet.
Usually they don't last that much, you know? They just speak like 2 lines and then they just disappear. I think it's mostly, I gotta change my tags a little bit. I gotta change my tags to Let's Play. Or maybe put introvert as well. Okay, I think this is where I come from. You can check if their avatar is still there in my stream avatars. If it's not, that means the earth gone. The earth disappeared. Is he it? Oh, that means they are lurking.
Troika!
Mirror here for any? Sweet.
Got one.
Damn, it's just missing it up in black.
Thanks, man.
And today is pretty much Sunday, so even the luggers they're probably taking a day off.
To the left of your location.
You know?
There, dude, still
That man is cold. Bear's in the toilet. Listen, these boys are getting serious. They're bringing out the big guns. Something's about to go down for sure.
there. Pick you up as
No,
soon
I'll
as
tell
we
you
can.
now.
Yeah, I think you better. Go now.
Besides, you need really good luck to get uploaded too. So that is that.
Delta, this is Control. We're seeing hostiles on our radar, near Delta 2's position.
Copy that. Are they aware?
Affirmative.
Lucky,
They're taking
lucky, you gotta
defensive
get
action.
lucky
Copy that. Delta
to
out.
get popular. Except in school, oh my god, you're popular in your college? Really? Why? Why are you popular? Wait, a funny guy? Really?
Got one. Damn it.
Then show me your funniness.
Oh yeah. Who's next?
I don't know, the music is pretty good. I have no idea if Disco Link is even working or not.
Shit, now what? It's dark everywhere.
Look, stay here. I'll go inside and move that light. Baird, give me an update.
We've got locusts, and looks like Krill are on their way.
They swear?
Hold position.
Shit.
For now, but you guys are welcome to come back.
They haven't seen that.
Anytime, you know?
Copy that. Phoenix out.
I don't know why it explains that often.
Get me over to that building. Cover me!
Number 500. No. Give me a second. 909. Never mind. Triple iron. Use triple iron then. Why? What's up?
All clear.
You know what? $1,000? Yeah, I wish I had that much. Mielas is zero bucks, yeah. $1,000 in Indian currency is very expensive. Like, yeah, it's like 70,000 or something. They're expensive as shit. Nah, I know someone like you. Yeah, man, it's very bad. Probably the $100. Ah. Oh, what the hell? Well, now I'll be heavy because it's a mystery. I mean, you only have to be towards me, but we will see.
Nice.
Ah.
There, it's Marcus. Come in. Over. Baird.
Radio's out.
We need to get back there.
There is some hoping that go on there. Okay. Werewolf Dial is for 90% off on Steam. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the game I said it was garbage. Oh, no. I said the game I said was trash was Space Marine. Werewolf Dial. I haven't played it long. I didn't see it. I wasn't really a fan of Warhammer that much. You just saw it, but I do. Like, the aim is ridiculous, but I do.
Hey, you state your name. Ha! Look at them fool-ass faces.
Franklin sent us.
Yeah, well, no shit. I know what you're doing here, damn it.
We're looking for Chap's gas station.
Oh, yeah? Well, good luck. Ain't no lights between here and there. I guess your ass is doomed, huh?
Oh, you think so?
Well, whatever. Go in the house. I'll run the lights.
You know, but in the game, I name was for the first time. You see.
With this guy.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll talk to your trash can here. You guys can count on me.
Don't screw up.
Hey, man. I screw up, I'll never see your ass again, because you'll be dead.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Those guys in there do my birthday. I played it a long time ago. It was a mindless fun game.
There's some bad shit in there. So
Mindless fun, just girls. It doesn't really have any story. Kinda does worth it. It's a pretty repetitive game too. Get her. They know that it. How many chapters they have to go through? 36 chapters? What the fuck? And 5 acts. I'm just on 2. God, this game is so boring, dude. Is there anything else I got I can play? Ah.
Better watch out, huh?
Super vibe? Nah.
Lights still on? Uh-oh. Ah, I'm just playing with you. There's some bad shit in there, so you better watch out, huh? Lights still on? Uh-oh. Ah, I'm just playing with you.
There it is.
We're right, baby. Let's just go. But it's a demo version? Depends on what kind of game it is, dude. I don't know, your best and my best are kind of varies really differently. So, I'm not sure I would like the games that you like. Varying difference in taste, buddy. Like that game? Nah. I think I could go watch a video while then I have my dinner. It looks alright. It doesn't look like it has a story. What the fuck is this? That is not even a coherent gameplay for this dude. Whatever, I'm just looking at a game.
You nincompoops. Look at this place. You burned half the neighborhood down. And we've got locusts and krill flying up our ass. All thanks to you. What?
Where's a junker?
I didn't think you guys were gonna make it, so I didn't fill his up. I figure that's your job. Pump's over there. Get in here. I've got some apples. You stay away from my register up front. I'm watching you.
Locust!
Oh, shit! Damn it, damn it! Take that, you bloodsuckers!
Scratch one grub. Boomer!
You're not taking me! Yeah, down there. Hide behind the gas. Good idea.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
You can kiss my wrinkly old ass!
Control, we've got the vehicle. We're heading back to pick up the rest of the squad.
Hurry, Marcus. Locust and Krill have launched a full-scale attack on their position.
Shit! Get in!
I might get anybody with it, but this is just a cutscene.
Good to go. Drones! Up there! Damn it! Get in!
Not again.
Go!
Watch out! Left, you numbskull.
Well, that was the beautiful bunk. And rest in peace.
It's gonna
Oh, you can ride it. Sweet.
use the UV turret. This junker can only power the turret or the engine, not both. Drill! Use the UV turret!
Clear.
Idiots needs to use the UV. 6 o'clock. It's just up ahead. Look out! One of you idiots needs to use the UV turret. Maybe I should do it. You suck.
Clear. Let's move.
Slow down. It gets it. Turn left. 11 o'clock.
You have a bank? Yeah. I just got it.
Look out.
Clear.
Welcome, how you doing? Where am I going?
Want to borrow my glasses?
Clear.
Wait a second, it went dark? Lighting up the game? Yes. Of course I can talk.
Look out.
But I think I am going a little hungry. I'm not sure. I may go? Okay. No problem.
Look out. I'm up to with an exploding gas station.
So we'll market together? What do you mean?
Have the junker. Need a copy?
Yeah, you on your way or what? We're getting screwed to the loop over here.
We're almost there.
Sounds like they could use your help.
Let's do this.
Kick his ass. Let's go.
Down there! Scratch one grub. Sniper! Boom, baby!
Oh, you can use this.
Nice! Fire in the hole!
Hole has been shut.
Got another! Nice! Nice! Incoming frag! Almost had us that time. Let's move out.
Man.
There, turn that shit off.
Hold up!
Okay, Delta. kidding me?
Oh, finally, Act 3. God damn, it took them like 9+ years. GG, yeah. Well, what now? What do you mean?
This is Delta Squad. Our vehicle is DOA. We're now on foot. Please advise.
Copy that, Delta. The pumping station lift is offline.
Back home,
so you need
I
to
see.
enter the mines through the
Okay,
factory.
okay.
Continue down this road.
Affirmative. Let's go.
Stupid junker. Piece of shit.
Can you fix it?
Dad can fix anything, man. You just need the right parts.
Yeah, I think they should have improved the movement. This game definitely looks good. The gunplay and then the movement this game has just kills the game. I don't think this game is gonna be any popular. Like, at best, I think it will have like 10,000 player though. Let me check. Even this game is like popular as well. Yeah, it only had 5,000. The gameplay sucks. That's why. Is that your back room, but it's free? Okay, okay. Man, I'm not signed in, so I'm just getting random shit. Random shit in this feed. God. So many weird stuff. Battlefield 6, PK Dispersion, Witcher is Cook. Give me a second, I'm gonna go get food. And let me kill that day. Yo, thank you, white sister, for completing. Get my dinner. Really appreciate it. Let's watch a video so I can finish up my dinner. And we can continue playing, yeah. What the fuck yeah, she's saying that about how to be, yeah, hey, do you know English or what, dude? Hey, are you good?
I feel bad for this guy because it doesn't matter
Meow.
how good of a job he does as Geralt, he's cooked. It's over.
Yep.
People have
His
already
career is gone.
decided that he's wrong. And it's the main character. I think that's the difference. His agent should be fired. He should have never accepted the role. I'm going to be real. I kind of think that you're right.
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense
Yeah.
and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Henry Cavill is probably laughing his ass off right now. And it's not just because James Gunn's Superman, or Superman's James Gunn, finished its worldwide theatrical run at $615 million, which, the last time I checked, although I'm not very good at math, is a lot less than the $668 million brought in by the Man of Steel in its worldwide theatrical run over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. And while you think that will be enough to provide some snot bubble inducing laughter, I'm actually concerned for Henry's health right now because Netflix decided to one-up it by dropping a full Witcher Season 4 trailer, which also happens to be the first trailer of any kind for this show, released a whopping 3 weeks before it premieres. Now, they did release a small clip a couple of weeks prior to this trailer that was ratioed and roasted into oblivion. And we've got
my God.
some shocking...
Everybody fucking hates it. I mean, just cancel it.
Rest in peace.
Honestly, you know what I've said before? Some babies deserve to be aborted. I think this is one of those times.
News, the trailer is being ratioed and roasted into oblivion. But perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe Lauren Hisrich and her crew of feminists, after being humbled by the entire world and Henry Cavill, have decided to turn over a new leaf and never mind.
God.
Gee, Yoda.
Supposed to be the Baron. Oh, come on.
That's the Baron.
You've spent a lifetime battling monsters and men.
Well, actually, Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own show, including, but not limited to, being injured in the final episode of Season 1 so the girls can fight it out. And those monsters he was fighting, more often than not, were some variation of a woman who was subjugated by a man, so we should feel really bad when she dies, including the testicles with women's faces.
By the way, every single time that there was an option to, like, either spare or kill a character in Witcher 3, I killed them every single time. You're a succubus, you're dead. You're a Doppler, you're dead. You're a werewolf, you're dead. It doesn't matter. I'm fucking kill every single time.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I need the loot.
Always
and spending
kill him.
his greatly reduced screen time chasing around the girl who's the key to everything.
Wait, what? Can you really?
Wait, what? What's going on?
Entire being is dedicated to finding someone who you fear you failed. Your Ciri.
We are joining Geralt across the continent to reclaim her.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it. We need to save Ciri.
What if I can't save her?
And lo and behold, Ciri is, for the 4th season in a row, the girl who is the key to everything. And I know she eventually becomes that in the books that were published over 30 years ago when it wasn't as much of a trope, but it is now, and this is probably why you don't take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where Geralt was never the central focus.
She's not who she says she is.
I feel like a lot of the excitement and the popularity of The Witcher is derived from people that probably played the games. I think that a lot of people played the games and they liked the games a lot. I think that it should have been centered around Geralt going on adventures with Ciri, and then at some point you can still have that happen while at the same time making her be a key part of the story and the most important key of the story. You can do both of these things. The game did this thing. Why can't you do it with a fucking show?
These are supposed to be
then
the
I thought it was
notorious
kinda
and
lame,
brutal
you know?
rats from the books, although you can't really tell it here. It looks
I think the main story of Witcher 3 is kind of overrated. You know, the overarching story, his ultimate goal is to see Ciri. That's pretty much it, right? But in between, the story is pretty good. But the overarching story is not.
like they're just standing around waiting to be offended. But I don't think there is a single image from a Netflix adaptation that represents a Netflix adaptation better than this.
What a company.
Where is an Indian guy?
Ooh, maybe I spoke too
We should
soon.
include
This
an
is
Indian
Liam
guy, too.
Hemsworth
I
as
don't
the
feel
Temu
represented.
Witcher. And listen, I've got nothing against
Where
the
is
guy.
an
He's got
Indian
some
person?
big shoes to fill. I just hope he got paid a lot. Oh, and I got to give.
I mean, yeah, they literally have he's set up to fail.
We got a Chinese, we got a Norse, we got a white guy, we got a black guy as well, black woman. Where is the Indian woman or Indian
I feel
guy?
bad for the guy. Obviously, he took the bag, he took the money, etc. But like realistically, I mean, there's never gonna be there's no way that he comes out of this and people don't hate him. Right? I mean, like, Cavill just fit for the role. Well, no. Actually, what was really funny is that a lot of people, when Henry Cavill was originally cast for The Witcher, a lot of people were very skeptical about it. And they were like, well, we don't know about that. The Witcher's supposed to be like, you know, more of like a kind of grungy guy. You know, he doesn't have like the facial structure. He's not the same thing. You know, and a lot of people were skeptical of it. I mean, people were skeptical of, you know, Heath Ledger playing the Joker, right? Because the movie he did before that was Brokeback Mountain. So I think it's definitely like there's a lot of instances where that's the case, but he just nailed it. Like Henry Cavill did a really good job. But the difference is that I think here it's like people are like it's so insurmountable. It is. It's so insurmountable. I don't know. I was legit skeptical about Henry being Geralt. He proved me wrong as fuck.
I watched the first season till the Hunter Devil played it. It was really
it's
good.
not that hard. Midgets playing dwarves. You can pump the brakes on the whole global phenomenon thing, Netflix. The only thing that's remarkable about this show is the fact that you didn't cancel it and how much money you're willing to put into lore and history.
That's what I think is crazy, is that they should have canceled the show. I don't know what they were thinking not canceling it.
Competence.
Something is shifting on this continent. Vilgefortz is gathering an army.
We finally get a shot of The Witcher's main character, Yennefer, and this season's antagonist, Vilgefortz, who, surprisingly enough, is after Ciri.
Whatever he's up to,
I would have never guessed.
She will.
I have no idea who that guy is.
Right there.
And of course, there's a heavy dose of the obligatory feminist gobbledygook girl bossing.
Can we win this fight?
And it wouldn't be a Witcher series without hysterical women screaming over dramatically.
Oh, God. This sounds like
Jesus
this
Christ.
Portland?
What the fuck? No, Slacker's been listening to that, dude.
Uh-huh.
And the most disappointing
Jesus.
casting of all, what are we doing here?
Guys,
Is Lawrence
what the fuck?
Fishburne, and while his resemblance to the character in the game is uncanny along with all the other Netflix casting, it's not disappointing that he was offered the role. It's disappointing that he accepted it. And it doesn't help that he's delivering lines stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan.
We are stronger.
I don't have a problem with that. That's my opinion is that if you want to race swap a character, Lawrence Fishburne is an S-tier actor. He's great. I would give him a shot. I would. I don't think it's an issue. I think that really you're talking about having a really, really high tier, high quality actor doing this. Yeah, that's it's Lawrence okay. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't matter.
What's something that you always carry with you?
The Witcher.
Yeah.
And Yasker is back, a character who was tolerable in season 1, and then they turned him into the sitcom gay best friend.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
That's some brilliant writing there. Last time I checked, all graveyards are graveyards of death. Anyway, the only character development Yasker has had over 3 seasons is he's gay now. Speaking of that,
what the fuck?
I'm still waiting for my good friend Dan Vast to cover that song that Yasker sang to his boyfriend.
Man.
Then there's Liam Hemsworth's take on Geralt of Rivia, especially the voice as compared to Henry Cavill's. Not exactly seamless, but it might give you whiplash. Let's move! Dude, I was waiting for him to say bro there. He sounds like a jock. I guess gone is the stoic Geralt, and at least Henry tried to channel Doug Cockle's voice from the games. And it's not just the voice. You see Liam smirking, and this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup, costumes, and general verisimilitude from the Nilfgaardian ballsack armor and...
Wait. How is it that Lord of the... Like, this is... Look at that, bro. You know what that reminds me of? There it is, guys.
Can I have this water here?
This is the Nilfgaard General right here.
Claiming that right there.
Yeah. There he is. See him? We're just gonna kill him. Well, hey, that's kind of what they did to the show, right? So it makes sense.
In season 1 to modern vernacular to Ciri always looking like she walked out of
I think that's another really big issue that a lot of these shows have that a lot of people might not realize is that the way that the dialogue is spoken is just, it feels like it's very modernized and it doesn't feel like you're really in a fantasy world. Just by the way, just the way they talk, the tone, the words that are used, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't have that level of escapism.
Yeah, it's written in a very bricks immersion, you know? That let's fucking move. I seen it in a modern military or a squad.
Like I remember
kind of movie. I never seen that.
Noticing this a lot in Rings of Power, and then
a
thinking
medieval
back
guy
to the
say,
dialogue
"Let's
in Lord
freaking
of the
move."
Rings.
Salon, despite running around in the mud and the muck all the time. Then there's this girl in the Rats who went to the local Sally's Beauty Supply on the continent and got herself some Wella Blondor Volume 20 to bleach that hair. And before we go any further, I know where you're going in the comments section. My wife was a hairstylist. That's the only reason I know that.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it could have been a weave, but whatever it is, Netflix and Lauren Hisrich wanted to make damn sure this epic fantasy based on Polish folklore reflected the Los Angeles they live in today. But credit to Netflix for knowing their audience and probably guessing correctly that within 30 seconds you would be bored of this trailer. So just in case you didn't notice with your own eyes that they recast Geralt, they decide to go full meta. And they start out with a little self-awareness.
Hope is reborn. Oh, right, because now they're recasting the... This is so shameless, man. So
the only
fucking
thing that
shameless.
needs recasting is the whole loop, what do you got it? Company.
No shit.
No
You
shit.
are becoming something new.
Hoping it's canceled. Yeah.
How will you be reborn?
Listen, this will not be the first nor the last time a major character is recast and then dealt with the subtlety of a napalm enema. Yes, actors leave projects and characters get recast all the time. Hell, Netflix had to deal with an actress recasting herself in real life, forcing a recast in the show.
Who elected you, Vanya?
It's, Victor.
Who's Victor?
I am. It's who I've always been.
Sure, Jan.
Bet that.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know about that. Oh, my God.
That was awkward, but this one's a little... Okay, well, it's a lot different. To state the obvious, Henry Cavill was this entire show.
Yeah.
He was actually a fan of the games and the books. And it is reported that Lauren Hisrich and Netflix were thinking about replacing him in season 2 with Liam Hemsworth, which only would have resulted in the show being canceled sooner. And hell, Netflix saving
Maybe
a lot
that
of
would
money.
have been a good thing.
I think
The
they
fact
put
of
his
the matter
Indian.
is, Henry couldn't save this show because the writing is abysmal. Let's go back
Better
to
looks
this
like
line
one.
from the end of to the trailer.
How will you be reborn?
Aside from the subtle meta commentary, what the fuck does that even mean? And before anybody gets into, well, that line will obviously have some context in the show. Listen, I've seen all 3 seasons and it ain't happening. Keep in mind, these are the writers, including showrunner Lauren Hisrich, who thought it was a good idea to find. These are the writers, including show.
Apparently, that's a big game about the diverse vacation. Is that a black guy? It doesn't
Lauren
look like a
Hisrich,
black
who
guy.
thought
We don't see a black guy
it was
all
a
that
good
movie.
idea to have Henry Cavill playing the titular character in The Witcher show only appear in 1/3 of his own series. Total running.
Is that true?
Time for
Wait, what?
episodes 1 through 5, not counting credits, is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Geralt's screen time was 73 minutes, 24.8 seconds. Henry Cavill is only on screen for 27.97% of season 3, part 1. As far as
That's crazy. Yeah.
The show is called Mitchell, by the way.
What are you doing?
Mitchell, don't
Geralt
think it
was
wasn't
made a
it.
side character? See, like,
Yeah.
I remember I watched season 1 and I thought it was really good. I liked season 1. And then I heard season 2 was bad. I didn't even watch it. I was like, okay, I believe you.
We need this
And that was it.
toxic gamer guy in this
season
kind
3,
of shows,
part 2
dude.
is concerned,
We need
it's
Henry
even worse.
Cavill.
Total runtime for
Otherwise,
episodes
these
6
shows
through
are
8,
doomed.
not counting credits, is 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 31 seconds.
2
Henry
hours?
Cavill's total screen time, 25 minutes and 3 seconds.
Wait, that's even less.
That means Henry Cavill is only in 16.67% of the final 3 episodes. The truth of the matter.
What the fuck is going on?
Jesus.
Is I think everyone is in
God.
agreement on this one, including
They hate
Netflix,
him?
whether
Yeah,
they want to
apparently
admit it
they
or
did.
not. From Ted Sarandos down to Lauren Hisrich to Liam
Jesus.
Hemsworth, who hopefully is counting a lot of money to make him feel better, to everybody watching this video, to everyone who's not going to be watching this show. It is cooked. But the good news is they really are bringing people together. Every time Netflix or a fan site
Everybody
posts
hates
some
this.
news, a promotional photo, a clip, or a trailer, they get destroyed in the comments, and it doesn't
They
matter what
do.
the social media platform is. And you would be hard-pressed to even find a positive comment on any social media platform.
No,
But you
I
won't-
don't think anybody gives a shit about this show anymore. I think that they don't. I think that, again, like the casting decision, like I remember whenever they cast Yennefer, and then the casting director or one of the people that was involved with the decision making said that they wanted to find somebody that wasn't traditionally attractive. It's like, are like, why would you say
What
that?
the fuck?
And I don't think that was the exact terminology, but that was the gist of what they were saying. It's like, why would you do that? Why?
Wait, he just said traditionally not attractive, right? That means he wants to pick an ugly chick. But that's what it is. He just didn't want to say it. I want to pick an ugly main character. That's what he's saying. And then
would you
he
say-
did pick the
like, isn't that
Yennefer.
an insult? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it is an
Yeah, I
insult.
remember. Yeah,
It's just a fancy word for calling an ugly. You know?
it was
Straight
something
up.
insane.
Anyone that has a functioning brain will immediately
It
pick
was
that up.
exact. I don't remember. Wow.
won't have a hard time finding comments like this. I was willing to give this a chance without Henry Cavill, but the trailers just ruined Liam Hemsworth's career in less than 3
bit
minutes.
much.
Look at all of these strong, confident women preparing for war, while the supposed main character looks weak and constantly questions himself. Rotten Tomatoes will probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
It looks all right, I suppose. No, it doesn't. But it's not Geralt. Liam is a fine actor, but the shoes he is trying to fill are too big. Cavill is Geralt. Liam is discount Geralt. No matter, y'all butchered the lore anyway. Y'all,
Discount
which I can say now
Geralt?
'cause I live in Texas.
They will get
ruined
on.
this show.
Oh, nice.
It had unlimited potential, but y'all went woke. Hired writers who thought they
It
were
was woke from the beginning. Like, this is one thing, is that if I ever see like a gender swap or a race swap with a character and it's not like Regis being Lawrence Fishburne, like, then yeah, I'm going to assume it's garbage. Like, unless you're putting somebody into a role
Yeah, me too.
that is like an S tier, like, goated actor.
I mean, some
I'm
of them
go-
were pretty decent, you know? Like, the Spider-Man. But Miles Morales was kind of decent. And Green Lantern was supposed to be a black guy in was that in Justice League, but in the TV movie,
going to assume it's going to be trash.
he was a white guy. That was kind
will.
of
Like,
nice.
I'm gonna be real. Why? But why? The reason why is because you are now putting your social worldview and your politics ahead of being true to the source material. Fundamentally, that's what you're doing. Instead of casting...
Yeah. Instead of telling you a story, you are telling people an identity, you know? Story about an identity, not a story about a character. That's
somebody
the problem.
that is accurate to the source material and that would fit the role, you are instead doing something that fits your worldview. And so
completely
it
breaks the
shows
immersion, you know?
at the very beginning, a lack of respect for the material and a lack of willingness to, or sorry, more of a willingness to put your own opinion in instead of that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why.
Most of these remakes
it's
do that too.
categorically a disrespect
Final
to
Fantasy
the
VII
show.
Reboot, good example about that.
Yeah,
Complete
Idris Elba
garbage.
as Heimdall is okay. Yeah, I don't think people really care when it's somebody who's like a really, really great actor. I think there's a lot of examples of that. Nobody complained about that because the guy's great. But the issue is that whenever you're just putting random actresses and actors in these roles for what seems to be diversity...
I mean, that is like a Jim Carrey movie, and then that is like a Samuel Jackson. They literally made God a black dude. I'm not complaining. It was cool.
It seems weird. It's weird. It's off-putting, and I think it takes you out of the escapism.
You know, it
because
really
when you
depends
see
on
the
the
character
context.
there, it reminds you, or at least it does with me. I think it does with a lot of people.
Yeah,
that
like
this
Will Smith
character is
movies,
only
most of
there
them are
in
really
this
good.
way because of like a real-world cultural reason. You know, it's like I think Aquaman is like, I remember in the comics, I think Aquaman's a white guy. Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, nobody cares because he's a great actor and he was a perfect Aquaman. So it's not about necessarily, it's not binary, but I think with a lot of these like Netflix adaptations, you're taking actors that don't have that level of like, you know, star power and value, and then you're just putting them in these roles. And I think that it just seems extremely like politicized.
Better than the source material and let go the only person in the entire building who wanted to stay true to the source material. It's over. Why do you think replacing the main character after 3 seasons will work at all? I'm honestly asking, how fucking retarded are you motherfuckers?
True.
Liam's great, Henry's great. The issue isn't who plays the character. In this case it actually is, but I see your point. The issue has always been and will be the showrunners and writers messing with what makes the character so great. It's the fundamental misunderstanding that made people leave. All the haters will definitely see it just so they can trash talk every single episode.
They will. Yep.
And the comments on the massively ratioed trailer on YouTube aren't any better. Geralt sounding like Thor, cheesy magic, still, Sam Fender background music, witches using swords.
Who the fuck would do that?
Building an army, pretty sure Geralt or Yen never had an army. Global phenomenon. Honestly, at this point, you just gotta laugh. What a company I've ended up with. Couldn't have said it better, Geralt. Hard pass. The Witcher 4, Love and Thunder. But I really think Dutch 14 sums it up the best. To the Netflix producers, you had one simple job: turn a best-selling book into a moving picture by taking its story.
And it's also like you had all the games that did additional lore as well. Like this was the freest show that you could have ever had. Like they basically storyboarded out like the way the characters would act and everything. Like it was a slam. Yeah, this was supposed to be super fucking easy. Like how do you mess this one up, guys? It's crazy.
On the screen,
the blueprint was there and
music,
you failed.
Dialogue,
yeah, you sure did.
As they were described, and yet you failed. You want to know why? Of course you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. As you said in one of your interviews, you wanted to tell your own story in The Witcher's world. And the problem is that you and the writer...
tell your own story and... Oh, God. This is what they do.
That sounds like a leech, you know? A leech tries to suck the blood out of a freaking host
They get inside of something that's good and they make it bad.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, no, it's not about telling the story. No, I know how to do it. No. We're not gonna listen to the guy that's being paid an infinite amount of money for you just to have the privilege of being able to adapt his books into a story. No, I, the Netflix producer, showrunner that nobody will remember in 5 years, knows totally better than this best-selling author that's being paid infinitely more than me just for the privilege to use his books. No, I know what's best. I'm gonna do it instead. Think about how fucking pretentious that is. It's unreal.
And it's not even good. If they're good at it, then maybe you can have some conversation.
About is Sapkowski's stories. His novels are a global phenomenon, not your series. The only phenomenon here is that you will still have a job and how your families managed to click 10,000 upvotes for this trailer. Well said, and we'll end it with this. Fans, fix the writing. Henry Cavill, fix the writing. Netflix, no, here's Liam Hemsworth. Fans, we're not going to watch it. Netflix, fans are so toxic.
They're so bad.
And I promise you, that's how the writers for The Witcher, including Lauren Hisrich, have rationalized it in their head. They have actually written a masterpiece. And if it wasn't for those pesky toxic fans, they would have probably gotten their 7 seasons. Instead of it.
What I think to be funny about this is that with any of these like shows or anything like that, even if you think all of the fans are toxic, they're still not going to buy the show. They're not going to watch the show. They're not going to buy the fucking DVDs or, you know, go see a movie or buy a game. So like, it doesn't really matter. Like this is what I think that these people have a problem with, is that they think because they have like some sort of moral authority that the entire world is going to just kind of align with them and work out anyway. Sometimes you can have the right opinion, but if enough people disagree with you, you're still wrong. And you might think that you're right, but when you're trying to sell a product, you're going to have a bad time. Why do they care so much about putting modern day politics into every project and casting decisions? Because they want to influence people's thought, and they want...
I mean, in terms of business productivity, like if you're making a YouTube series or something, you can have your own free speech and own mind bullshit, right? But at the end of the day, if you want to have business and make money, especially that is a system that's already existed. Like this is a pre-written story, and you changed it, and then you just freaking make it worse.
To manipulate the way that they see things.
Yeah, that's the
simple.
problem.
I mean, it's again, you know, I'm the kind of guy, it's like the most obvious answer is probably the correct one. The simplest answer is the correct one. It's because they believe in it and they want everybody else to believe in it and they want to force it on everybody. That's the reason why. Yeah, it's simple. They want people to think like this and see things this way. They're not writers, they're propagandists. I think so. I think in a lot of cases it's true.
Being canceled after 5. Oh, and in my last video, we talked about this show costing $500 million. Well, now it's been reported that you can add another $200 million to the total, and now this disaster has cost $750 million.
At least they can blame that off the taxes as a loss.
Anyway, who wanted to go down in history as the first female showrunner of a hit male-skewing epic fantasy, will go down in obscurity as just the latest woman who was ruined male-skewing epic fantasy.
I mean, Harry Potter. I mean, this is the problem, is that women that write stories like this, and they think about the fact that they're a woman, and that's the focus, well, you're just a fucking retard. I mean, I think Expedition 33 was written a lot by a woman. Shadowbringers from Final Fantasy 14 was written by a woman. People love that. Harry Potter was written by a woman. There's plenty of women that have written incredible and great stories. And it's not,
I think
they're not good because it's a girl wrote. What are you, fucking retarded? The fuck is wrong with you?
Those toxic fans are concerned, well, Netflix has made the same mistake as every studio in Hollywood by intentionally mislabeling the passionate fan as the toxic fan so they can blame them for all their failures. And I'll leave you on the wise words of Henry Cavill, which might explain to Netflix why he's so popular, and maybe they'll learn that if they had listened to him, he would still be around and the fans would still be around.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Durgaronic.com.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. That's just how it is.
If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe.
I swear
If you
he is
didn't
one
like
of the
what you
greatest
heard,
actors.
Thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.
I don't know how there's been such a media circle jerk around.
He just turned. That's the, I think, the specialty of Henry Cavill. He just read about the character and then changed himself to be that character.
Trying to patronize viewers and players of different content.
At least he tried his
then
best.
Talk down to them and say how bad they are. Why would somebody want that? What is that? And this is the same thing that some streamers have and content creators. Like they have like this animosity towards their audience or something like that, or they're mad at their audience. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you have a great job, you get to do what you want to do, and now you're mad. What the fuck is going on? So I don't know what this is forcing their agenda on us. Yeah, don't fuck with the lore. Yeah, they see patriotism as the opposite of feminism. I don't know if it's really that hard, right? Or it's that big.
What?
But yeah, I think so. Why do people keep trying to impose their will on something outside of their control in order to change it? Because that's what they want, you to do what they want. That's the reason why. And they are bossy, controlling, manipulative liars that want to infect everything that you like and change it into what they want. That's what happens. It comes down to entitlement. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
Behind the thought of trashing your customers to be successful. Well, like, have you guys ever noticed that there's so many people that are patronizing and hostile towards their own viewers? I mean, like, what is, and their own audience? Like, it's so weird. Like, what the fuck what's wrong with you? Why would you do that ever? And I don't understand where these people are coming from. I don't understand why they do this, but it's extremely fucking common, man. And yeah, late stage cancel culture wokeism. Yeah, I mean, I would say like a little bit of that, but like I think it's a little bit less. When you fight your audience, you always lose. I mean, yeah, I would say in some cases that's kind of true. You do lose in a lot of cases, and I think also it's a good thing that you lose.
Alright, there we go. Okay, there is one more video I want to check. It's about the new AMD. Architecture. It seems like they're doing something. They are cooking. Well, I want to see it. There we go.
AMD is reinventing its chiplet architecture from the ground up. New silicon, new packaging, and a new layout that is so different you can...
Yeah, this looks interesting because if this works, I think it will probably work. It will reduce the latency between chiplets and then this IO die. And then it will probably as close as
with your naked eye. And the best part is, we don't have to speculate anymore. Because there's a chip out there that already has a little bit of Zen 6
I think it's the AI chip, right?
inside. In this video, we will analyze AMD's next-gen chiplet architecture in detail. We will talk about changes to the silicon, explore the new packaging technology behind it, and uncover a major implication for the next generation of 3D V-Cache. And of course, we will talk about Strix Halo, the chip that is a test run for AMD's future. Right now, I'm holding AMD's future in my hands. And I mean that literally because the ROG Flow C13 I'm holding and recording with is powered by Strix Halo, a chip that's already using AMD's next-gen chiplet architecture. Strix Halo is quite literally a glimpse into the future. But what exactly makes Strix Halo so special? And what does it tell us about the next generation of Zen CPUs? Let's find out. Just by looking at it, we can see that Strix Halo is different. It looks nothing like AMD's current chiplet design, which hasn't changed since the introduction of Zen 2 back in 2019. AMD's original chiplet architecture was so good it not only paved the way for AMD's return to success, but even AMD's latest Ryzen 9000 CPUs still...
Like, this is the difference. Like, here to here, this interconnectable causes latency. If we have two chiplets, what happens is data from here won't connect to here, if I remember it right. So it will go here, and then it will transfer to here. You know? So that causes a latency.
We use the same technology. Zen 2, 3, 4, and 5 look so much alike because they are
but
based
I think
on
they
the
are
same
addressing that
fundamental
with the
chiplet
newer
design,
generation.
but not Strix Halo.
I think probably if you're in a busy market, probably it's a better idea to get a
It's not a
Zen
monolithic
6 or
chip,
wait
but
for that.
almost looks like one.
This looks
Visually
interesting.
much closer to Intel's tile-based designs like Arrow Lake and
Yeah,
Lunar Lake.
look at that.
But that's just what we can see on the surface. What about when we look inside the silicon? Lucky for us, ASUS Tony and Colonel over on Twitter created some amazingly detailed die shots which allow us to literally take a peek inside of Strix. Amazingly detailed die
Yeah, it's the new AI chip. Yeah, AI Max Pro 395. Yeah. This chip is expensive. Like, you can get a PC, like a, what do you call it, mini PC for like $1,000. But it was pretty decent at running LLMs too.
Take a peek inside
from
of
what I
Strix
seen.
Halo. And lucky for me, because that means I didn't have to sacrifice the Strix Halo inside the ROG Flow C13 that ASUS sent me. I honestly was close to take it apart for die shots, which would have been a shame because this tablet-sized computer crushes my desktop PC in video editing. Strix Halo consists of 3 dies, all manufactured in TSMC's.
I mean, what PCs have depends on what your PC specification.
N4P process node, 2 CPU chiplets called CCDs, and a SoC die with dimensions of 16
SoC. I think people usually call that IO, I think.
Millimeters.
Maybe I'm
the
wrong.
Strix Halo SoC die is about 307 square millimeters in size, more than 2.5 times the size of a Ryzen.
So amazingly, CCD would be in the lower nanometer and this thing will be in the higher nanometer, you know? So this is 5. This will be running around in like 7.
IO die with only 120 square millimeters. When we look at the silicon, we can see that Strix Halo has a massive memory system. Left and right at the borders of the chip, we can spot 4 32-bit low-power DDR5X memory PHYs each. That's a total of 8 PHYs for a combined 256-bit interface. The memory controllers are directly next to the physical layer and handle all the input and output commands. There's one controller for every 32-bit PHY, and right next to the controllers, we can spot the
You said it's a memory. Is that the cache or is that the RAM?
32 megabytes
I don't know which one it
cache,
is.
which stands for memory attached last level, also called infinity cache.
Okay. It is the cache. Okay, makes sense. Let me rewatch that.
Next to the physical layer and handle all the input and output commands. There's one controller for every 32-bit PHY, and right next to the controllers, we can spot the 32 megabytes large mall cache, which stands for memory attached last level, also called.
Okay, this is DDR5, and then these are all caches. Okay. I don't know, maybe this is all of a RAM.
Infinity cache.
I don't
it's
know.
split into 8 clusters of 4 megabytes each, with corresponding memory tags. 4 clusters on the left and 4 on the right. It's also
I gotta research over this.
Each side contains 4 memory PHYs, 4 memory controllers, and 4 more clusters with 4 megabytes each. There's a lot of 4s in Strix Halo. Just for context, a single side contains what can be considered a modern high-end memory system. And Strix Halo has 2, literally double the memory bandwidth of most competing APUs. And there's only one reason for this massive memory system. It's the even larger integrated GPU in the center of the chip. AMD basically built a discrete graphics engine into the SoC die, which in my opinion should be called graphics die instead. The iGPU has a total of 20 RDNA 3.5 workgroups divided into 2 rows of 10. And since a single workgroup contains 2 compute units, there's a total of 40 compute units in Strix Halo. If that doesn't tell you much, it's more than a RX 7600 XT, which has 32 compute units. We are talking about GPU power previously only found in dedicated GPUs. This amount of compute units in an APU is unheard of, and it explains.
I think the future of cooling for these kind of chips is gonna be liquid cooling. Liquid out of that tag. Vapor chamber, new technology that came up with the 5090. Because you cannot cool that kind of chip with the personal air cooler.
Why Strix Halo has such a wide memory interface?
I think that's gonna be the future. At least that's what I think. Because You are packaging everything, like the GPU die, CCD, memory controllers, everything into a single package like that. It will produce so much heat.
Because such a massive GPU requires a lot of bandwidth. We are literally looking at an upper middle class GPU disguised as a mobile APU. It's also a full-fledged RDNA 3.5 implementation with hardware ray tracing. The GPU
I mean, it's bound to happen, which is not really so. I'm not really surprised about this because they've been doing this with the PlayStation, right? AMD is already making that SoC, I think, system on chip, or like all-in-one chip, like for a PlayStation, because it only has single chip, and then there is like memory drives or hermit, which is the VRAM, and then it has the CPU and the GPU.
in Strix Halo is so strong, I can comfortably play Helldivers 2 at medium to high settings with over 60 FPS on a tablet.
Yeah, that's pretty
system.
good actually.
That's the performance you get with a mobile RTX 4060 or even 4070. Above the workgroups, we can find the rest engines, the local GPU cache, and other MISC areas. And in the middle, I would locate command control and interconnect functions. Strix Halo also has a pretty beefy neural processing unit located below the memory system on the left side of the chip, with 32 Exynos cores based on Xilinx technology, AMD acquired a while ago.
Wow.
Below the right side memory system, we can find 2 media engines and the display engine. And at the bottom of the chip, we can locate 16 PCI Express 4.0 lanes plus USB 2, USB 3 and USB 4. But we haven't talked about the most interesting part yet. In the beginning of the video, I said that Strix Halo contains a little bit of Zen 6 DNA. At the very top of the SoC die, we can see 2 strange looking rectangular areas which are filled with a large amount of what looks like tiny interconnects, not unlike the TSV contact points we discovered in the Zen 5 chip deep dive. To figure out what that is, we have to look at the entire chip, including the CPU chiclets. Once we zoom out to include the 2 CCDs, which contain the Zen 5 CPU cores, we can see that they are directly attached to the area of the SoC die we just talked about. And when we look inside the CCD itself, we can see that they contain the very same structures. What you are looking at right now is AMD's next-gen die-to-die interconnect. This is the Zen 6 DNA I was talking about, right there in plain sight on Strix Halo. Now that we know what AMD's new interconnect looks like in silicon, let's try to understand how it functions. And for that we have to understand
I think Intel does it like they put like a sheet below it and then they place all the dice on top of it or something. It's very different from Intel.
Generation works. When we compare a granite-rich CCD, that's the chip used for the Zen 5 Ryzen 9000 desktop CPUs, with a Strix Halo CCD, we can clearly see similarities and differences. The Zen 5 CPU core complex, including the 32MB shared L3 cache in the center, is unchanged. It's the same exact cores and the same number of cores, but the area below it is very different. There is some power management and chiplet control logic that has been moved around to fit the new interconnect, but what we are really interested in is how the interconnect area looks like. On the desktop Zen 5 CCD, we can see a row of larger logic blocks. We can even count them, there are 18. And on the Strix Halo CCD, we can see multiple rows of tiny interconnects, a very striking difference. And there's also a size difference, albeit a small one. The granite-rich CCD is almost 70 square millimeters in die size, while the Strix Halo CCD is slightly smaller at around 67 square millimeters. Strix Halo is using different silicon which required a new tape-out. But how did these two visually very different interconnects work? The row of 18 logic blocks on the granite-rich CCD are so-called SerDes, which is short for serializer deserializer. And like so many things in semiconductors, they actually do what the name implies. SerDes take a signal and either serialize or deserialize it. Let me explain. Modern chips are massive and complex machines that work with many parallel signals. A Zen 5 CCD has a huge internal signal network. If you want to connect the CCD to an I/O die, you can't just route all the internal signals from the CCD to the I/O die. That would literally take hundreds and hundreds of interconnects. That's where these SerDes come in. They take the parallel signals from the CCD, transform them into a serial signal, and then send this serial signal over a high-speed interconnect.
That's the latency right there. This causes a latency.
Copper wire on the substrate to the I/O die. The I/O die has a corresponding set of SERDES which receive the signal and deserialize it again. And it works the same way when the I/O.
Holy shit, look at the interconnection between this shit. Yeah, damn. Okay, I think if this connects like here, as you can see. And then if you add another CCD over here, it will connect there.
I/O die sends data to the CCD. The Infinity Fabric on-package interconnect that AMD has used since Zen 2 is a serial interconnect. CCDs and I/O die use SERDES to transform the signals from parallel to serial and back again in order to communicate with each other.
Now, if my logic is right, it will do the SERDES over here and then send it here. And then it will save the data here, and then if you have another CCD, it will send it there. Or something like that.
SERDES are used in almost all communication that transitions the boundaries of a single chip. It's for example how PCI Express works. When your GPU wants to communicate with your CPU, the PCI Express SERDES on your GPU create a serial signal that is routed from the PCI Express slot to your motherboard and then to your CPU, which has the same kind of SERDES as your GPU to receive the signal and decode it again. With a SERDES, you can transform complex parallel signals into simple serial signals that can be sent via just a few high-speed wires over long distances. And PCI Express is a great example because the Infinity Fabric SERDES that AMD introduced with Zen 2 and still uses for Zen 5 are based on the SERDES design of PCI Express. SERDES are part of what we call the physical layer of PHY. It's the part of a semiconductor that translates the digital data into real-world signals like electrical pulses. That's what I mean when I call something a PHY. We are literally talking about the physical implementation of an interconnect. But there's another part to an interconnect, the data protocol that determines what, when, and how data is transmitted. The best way to explain it is to think of a highway and cars traveling on it. The highway would be the physical layer, meaning the SERDES and the wires that connect them. It literally exists in hardware. And the cars traveling on that highway are the data protocol. You can use different cars on the same highway, which means you can run different protocols on the same physical interconnect. Or you can use the same car on different highways, which means you can run the same protocol over different physical interconnects. When you design an interconnect, you have to design a physical implementation, how you actually connect the individual chiplets, and you have to create a protocol which controls how the data is handled. AMD's Infinity Fabric on package is using SERDES, which are related to PCI Express, and then runs the Infinity Fabric protocol on them. If you think of Infinity Fabric as a kind of PCI Express for chiplets, you are not that far off. But there's one more interesting fact about the Infinity Fabric on Ryzen CPUs. Remember that we counted a total of 18 logic blocks on the Granite Ridge CCD? That's because a CCD actually has 2 independent Infinity Fabric links. Each link consists of an 8-wide serial interconnect and a so-called parity bit. And since 8 plus 1 is 9, each Infinity Fabric link has a total of 9 logic blocks. And because there are 2 links, we can count 18 blocks in total. AMD also calls these links GMI, which is short for Global Memory Interconnect. There are 2 variants of GMI. There's GMI wide, which uses both links, and there's GMI narrow, which, you guessed it, only uses a single link. Ryzen consumer CPUs only use the GMI narrow implementation of Infinity Fabric on package, while GMI wide is reserved for AMD's EPYC server CPUs. Which means on Ryzen, one of the Infinity Fabric links on a CCD is always unused. The corresponding
Why would he give it? That doesn't make any sense.
Also only has 2 Infinity Fabric links in total, because even with 2 CCDs, like on a Ryzen 9 9950X, that's all AMD needs for GMI narrow. Which is also the reason why Ryzen CPUs with a single CCD have a slightly worse memory bandwidth than those with 2 CCDs, because a single CCD with only 1 GMI narrow link is not enough to fully utilize the memory bandwidth that the I/O die can provide. We can actually calculate the maximum theoretical bandwidth of a CCD that uses GMI narrow. All we have to do is count. Since one of the 9 logic blocks per link is a parity bit, it's an 8-wide interconnect. AMD's Infinity Fabric on package protocol supports 32 bytes read and 16 bytes write operations per cycle, which is the clock speed of the Infinity Fabric. At 1800 MHz, which corresponds to DDR4 3600 on an AM4 system, that's
Right, by this logic, that means the 5800X3D and the 8-core chip is kinda slow.
57.6 gigabytes per second of read and 28.8 gigabytes per second of write bandwidth. And with 2 CCDs, you get double that. Running the ADA64 memory test on my single CCD Ryzen 5800X3D.
Yeah, that means that the X3D is kind of slower than the dual CCD. Fuck, dude. This is why you don't listen to the people on Reddit. You don't listen to the mainstream ones. These dumbasses, they don't tell you what is actually going on. They just see the FPS chart and then they just say this GPU is better.
Which runs at 1800 megahertz.
When you learn about it, you will just see which one is worse.
Infinity Fabric confirms our calculations. While the memory read bandwidth isn't limited by the Infinity Fabric speed, the write bandwidth is literally capped at the 28.8 gigabytes per second that a single GMI narrow link offers. Increasing the Infinity Fabric clock speed also increases the bandwidth between the CCD and the I/O die. And because on Ryzen, the Infinity Fabric clock is tied to the memory clock, faster memory also results in a faster die-to-die interconnect. Now that we know how AMD's current Infinity Fabric on package interconnect works, let's take a look into the future. And that means Strix Halo. As we've seen, the Strix Halo CCD, internally called Goldtail, uses the same Zen 5 CPU cores as Granite Ridge, but has a different interconnect. What did AMD change and how does it work? With new process nodes, everything gets smaller. But one thing that is very hard to scale down in size are SerDes, which are a combination of a digital and an analog system. They don't really get that much smaller anymore, even with better process nodes. The multiple rows of tiny interconnects on Strix Halo can't be SerDes. They are way too small and there are way too many of them. So what are they? Remember how I said that you can't just connect two chiplets without using SerDes?
I think that's what they call the sea of wires. I think that is what they call that.
You would literally need hundreds of wires. Well, I lied a little, because while it is much more complicated and highly complex, it is possible. And with Strix Halo, AMD is doing just that. AMD is switching to a so-called fan-out interconnect. But I really like the way AMD is describing it as a sea of wires.
That is it. See? Boom.
What it
Big
actually is. The concept of a fan-out interconnect is simple. If you want to connect two chips with each other, the most forward way is to just use wires from one to the other. And if you don't want to use a serial connection with SerDes, you have to use a lot of wires in order to maximize the interconnect area, so you can use the greatest number of wires possible. The wires literally have to fan out from the chip, meaning they go beyond the boundaries of the die. Like an old school fan. That's where the name comes from. And because a modern fan-out interconnect requires so many wires that a simple 2D fan-out isn't enough, the fan-out isn't only happening.
I mean, if they implement it in GPU, imagine this if they did this same stuff with GPU, dude. That's what the RDNA 3 did, I think. The 7000 series did something like this too. RDC, yeah, the inferior version of it.
In a planar space, the wires are spread out across multiple layers, but you can't.
Look at that, RDNA 3, that's what the GPU I'm talking about. RDNA 3. Look at this. 7000 series. Bam, there it is.
You can't just stack wires on top of wires. You have
they are cooking, dude. They are cooking with this one.
Such a complex system of multiple layers of fan-out interconnects. From what we know, it's almost.
I think it's gonna take like at least 5 years to implement this on a GPU, but if they do, it's gonna be good. But still, even then, they are so innovative with the hardware side, but the software support and the driver support is just a disaster.
Almost certain that AMD is using TSMC's.
That's the only thing AMD is getting held back by, is the software support. Hardwares are pretty remarkable. Like, they're constantly innovating. Like, look at this. They figured out to connect the CCD, the chiplet, without much latency. I mean, it took them 6 years to do that, but still.
Info OS technology. Info is short for integrated fan-out, and OS means on substrate. It's a form of advanced packaging that uses an interposer, but unlike TSMC's CoWoS or Intel's Foveros, it does not use a silicon interposer. Instead, it's based on a so-called redistribution layer, or RDL for short. An RDL is sometimes also called an organic interposer, as opposed
Yeah, I think this is
to a
what
silicon
Intel
one.
did.
It consists of layers of copper, which transport the electrical signals, and layers of a polymer dielectric material compound to isolate the signals from each other. The chiplets, in the case of 6-Halo that means the SoC die and the two CCDs, literally sit on top of this organic interposer, which contains the hundreds of tiny interconnects from the CCD to the SoC die. AMD actually released images that show a top-down view of the RDL interconnects and a cross-section of the 6-Halo package. From the top-down view, we can see that there are multiple layers of RDL interconnects and how they fan out. There are so many wires stacked on top of each other, the image is getting very cluttered in the center. A very high interconnect density and something you could not achieve without an RDL. The cross-section image is even more interesting because it shows each layer of the entire package. The substrate on the very bottom is the greenish or sometimes bluish PCB that most CPUs sit on. It connects the CPU on top with the pads or pins on the back that fit into the motherboard socket. That's also where the current gen Infinity Fabric on Package interconnects are routed. Next up are the C4 bumps, which usually directly connect the substrate to the CPU. But with the new fan-out interconnect, there's one more layer, the organic RDL interposer. It sits between the C4 bumps and the chiplets. The chiplets itself are connected to the RDL via small silicon pads. The RDL is the area where the fan-out wires are routed, and we can see how much smaller they are compared to the interconnects inside the substrate. This miniaturization is what allows the higher interconnect density. The wires are literally smaller, which they have to be because you need hundreds of them. There are so many wires, in fact, that AMD can just continue the internal data fabric of the CCD over to the SoC die without transforming the signal. No SerDes are needed. It's almost like both dies are sharing the same silicon. So what are the advantages of this new fan-out die-to-die interconnect? The number one benefit isn't actually performance related, it's efficiency. Using SerDes and high-speed serial interconnects requires a lot of power. The data needs to be transformed from parallel into serial signals and vice versa. And because a serial interconnect can't transport a lot of data simultaneously, it has to make up for that with a high clock speed, which also uses a lot of energy. The Infinity Fabric on Package interconnect AMD introduced with Zen 2 consumes about 2 picojoules per bit. And while we don't have specific numbers for AMD's new design, it's most likely orders of magnitude more efficient. A fan-out interconnect requires much less energy to transport data between two chiplets.
So it is efficient as well.
A mobile APU was the perfect chip for a test run, because energy efficiency matters most on mobile. The second major benefit of a fan-out interconnect is latency. SerDes not only use a lot of power.
There we go. See, I'm a gamer, so I only care about latency. I don't care about efficiency. Who gives a fuck? If people care about efficiency, 5090 shouldn't be even existing.
Transforming the signal takes time, which adds latency. With a fan-out interconnect, which just continues the fabric from one die to the other, there's almost no latency penalty. It's a stateless interconnect that doesn't need to go to sleep to conserve.
That's why I allowed the sound person series, because it was so interesting. They interconnected two dies to each other and then made a bigger die.
It doesn't need to,
and then it surprisingly it worked. They're able to make it functional. Like, that is insane. Like, I cannot believe how they're able to manage to do that. But it worked though. And then he talked about how it had latency. And I was thinking, if they fixed that latency, they would have come up with something that's significantly better. And then with this processor, they figured out the latency.
Wake up or switch power states.
Boy, that future is looking good.
It just directly sends the data without any...
Now they have to figure out the cooling, because it won't run like Hades.
The third aspect of an interconnect is bandwidth. And while a fan-out interconnect can offer a...
I mean, cool, don't they just have to rip it up from NVIDIA with the vapor chamber and then liquid cooling technology? That's pretty much it. Like, the future is going to be liquid cooling combined with a small air cooling or something. Like, at this point, you cannot cool your computer with normal air cooling anymore.
It's actually not a major benefit, because a SerDes
it's just straight up not possible.
Allows for very high bandwidth designs.
Same goes for GPU.
High frequency.
Like, if you are in a 5090 category, just buy a liquid cooled one. Like, you don't bother with the air cooled. Like if you were maxing out at 5090, it would run like at 100 degrees, dude. It will heat up your room because it uses 600 watt. At that point, if you have 5090 money, get a liquid cooled one. 5080 is an air cooled
AMD
bit.
stated that
It's
the
not a
new
big deal.
interconnect supports 32 bytes of read and
It is expensive, but
write operations
it's worth
per
it,
cycle.
I would say. I mean, it's gonna be a bitch to repair it. That is, yeah, the liquid, what do you call? Change the thermal paste, but you will ask when the time the thermal paste needs changing, you probably have a 6090 anyway, so get a liquid cold one.
But of course, we don't know how many interconnects AMD is using and what clock speed they run at. I've run some tests on my ROG Flow C13, and while it clearly shows much higher read, copy, and write bandwidth than even a 9950X, it's difficult to accurately test.
Look at the speed on that. That's like... Wait, 1000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte, right? That's like 73. And then this one is 180. That's like almost twice. They just increased the latency by double, but the number is kind of higher for some reason. I don't know why, but the read and write speed is way higher. Significantly higher.
The new interconnect. Something I'm sure Chips and Cheese is much better at. I actually got the highest write bandwidth at over 200 gigabytes per second when I was running a game in the background, because then the memory system seems to run at full speed. But running a game at the same time as a memory benchmark is also poison for the read bandwidth and the latency. Still, we can clearly see that Strix Halo does offer a higher interconnect bandwidth. But there are also downsides to this new type of interconnect. First of all, it's a more complex implementation that requires an organic...
Yes, it will have low yield rate. Like you cannot fix this. That's what I'm thinking too. That's the reason why this chip is expensive, because it's really hard to make them. You know, once they smooth out, iron out the issues they are having with the yield process, I think they are gonna have to cook with this one. 864 cache and memory benchmark. I gotta do the benchmark and see how bad my computer is.
Time as a memory benchmark is also poison for the read bandwidth and the latency. Still, we can clearly see that Strix Halo does offer a higher interconnect bandwidth. But there are also downsides to this new type of interconnect. First of all, it's a more complex implementation that requires an organic interposer and advanced packaging technology in order to build the microscopic interconnects. Using TSMC's InfoOS is certainly more expensive than the previous Infinity Fabric on package solution. And it's also less flexible from a layout point of view. With the old Infinity Fabric, AMD could basically place the chiplets wherever they wanted. The SerDes-based interconnect allows for longer distances between chiplets. With the new fan-out, the chiplets have to be placed right next to each other. The shorelines of a chip suddenly become a limited resource. And there's one more big question mark regarding AMD's 3D cache. With Zen 3 and Zen 4, AMD placed the X3D cache chiplets on top of the CCDs. But with the latest Zen 5 CPUs, such as the 9800X3D, the 3D cache was placed below the CCD, a solution that offers better thermal heat dissipation for the CPU cores. The new organic interposer changes everything. Routing hundreds of tiny fan-out interconnects through the RDL already adds a lot of complexity to the...
I mean, put it back in the top again, or you can just completely ditch it, the 3D cache and place it on somewhere else. You know, that's what I think they're gonna do. Like either they're gonna go back to the top, or they're gonna put it on somewhere on the side, because it already, you know, put it on the side and then connect it with this system. It is going to be expensive, but once they figure out the process, I think it's going to be good.
But routing them through a silicon-based 3D cache chiplet
That's
is
my
something
thinking.
else entirely. It's not impossible, but in my opinion, highly unlikely. If AMD manages to combine the RDL fan-out interconnect with a cache chiplet below the CCD, I will be more than impressed. I think with Zen 6, we will see the 3D cache return to the top of the CCD, which
that's what I guess it's too.
Zen 2 was a massive success for AMD.
And it's gonna run like a piece of shit, you know? If you put it on case on top of it, it will heat up the CCD, and then you will have lower card speeds again. You know, it's kind of a catch-22 situation, but I think that's the better idea.
It wasn't only a great
for now, at least. For now, they will put the cache on top again and then come up with the system.
But jump-started AMD's transition to TSMC and introduced the now legendary Infinity Fabric on-package interconnect. Without it, AMD wouldn't be where it is today. But it's time for something new. And with TSMC's integrated fan-out on substrate packaging technology, AMD has the perfect replacement. Fan-out greatly reduces the cost to transport data from one die to the other while reducing latency at the same time. Getting rid of a SerDes-based interconnect was only a matter of time. The benefits clearly outweigh the increase in packaging complexity and cost. A step the competition already made, which only shows how good the original Zen 2 design was, as it's still competitive in 2025. Mobile and server products will benefit the most from this new technology. Mobile because here every watt counts, and servers because the energy savings of multiple chiplets quickly adds up. On desktop, the main advantage will be the reduction in latency. Strix Halo is more than just a test run for AMD, it's a path into the future. And it's the perfect chip to demonstrate the benefits of the new interconnect. It honestly feels unreal to have so much power in such an efficient mobile APU. And I count myself lucky because ASUS sent me a ROG Flow C13 even though I'm not a review channel. My first idea was actually to take it apart and use it for die shots, but that quickly changed when I experienced how powerful it is. I knew that 16 Zen 5 cores would be faster than my 5800 X3D, especially in video editing. But I didn't expect by how much. I've started using the ROG Flow C13 as my primary editing machine. This tiny tablet-sized PC is really outperforming my desktop, and because I can take it everywhere I go, I always have my main system with me, which seems like a dream, but Strix Halo and the new die-to-die interconnect make it possible. And that's what makes me excited about the future. Thank you to ASUS, and if you want to check out the ROG Flow C13,
yeah, they gotta figure out the driverless problem and then they gotta make it more accessible.
Plenty of great videos
like that's the only thing that's holding that.
I hope you found this video interesting, and see you in the next one.
This is so such a good video. I'm gonna link it. Such a good video. It basically tells everything we need to know about the new Sin series. New chiplet design. How AMD stole Intel's feature map. I wouldn't say they stole it. I think they inspired by it. You know?
This is Navi 48, AMD's first achieved. It is 6% smaller between the 4 shader engines on RX 9070 series GPU. Next up is the memory interface. Navi 48 has a
Another good video. I can watch it tomorrow. Finally seen Jupiter's score.
What was that? Control, we got what looks like glowing wretches out here.
Copy that. We've had reports of lambent wretches before, possibly due to direct emulsion exposure. Be advised, they are extremely volatile.
Open that door, will you?
It's locked.
Just get Jack to open it.
Won't work. These doors are too thick. Control, this is Delta. We're at the factory, but the entrance is blocked.
Copy that, Delta. I'm sorry, but I don't see any other options on my screen.
All right, this'll go faster if we split up. Cole, Baird, you head that way. We'll head right. Radio us when you find an entrance.
Oh man, I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea.
I'll be sure to take that under advisement, Cole. Now move it.
Yes, sir!
Come on, Cole. Let's move.
Damn, Marcus.
You'll get over it.
What engine is this? Yeah, the Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine 3? This is Unreal Engine 3. God damn.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Kinda wish I hadn't. Oh, yeah!
You know that nobody's been underground in years, right?
I know.
Look, man, it's enemy territory. I mean, it's bad enough when we're fighting these things outside, in broad daylight. But underground, in the dark?
Yeah, could be bad. But hey, don't tell Baird that. He's scared shitless as it is.
Cole, we're in.
What took you so long? We've been here for at least 2 minutes.
Well, good for you, smartass. Give us your location.
The basement. And it's a dump.
Control, this is Delta. We're in.
Copy that. Keep moving through the factory till you find the cart control room. I'll use the carts to get you to the mine.
Delta, let's not waste any time meeting up. Let's just find that control room.
Watch out for the boogeyman.
Just see if you can get the lights back on. Delta 1 out.
Locked, and it's too thick to cut.
Hey, I think I got it.
Yeah, Baird, you did.
Yeah, turn them off, will ya?
Huh? What?
Never mind.
Ceasefire!
Dipshit.
Finally, the rescue team.
What are you doing in here?
Waiting for you? I'm ready to go.
We're looking for the cart control room. Where is it?
Well, you have to get down to the factory floor through that door, but it's locked.
Well, how about you help us unlock it?
Who? Me? Aren't we leaving?
Not yet. Come on. Dipshit. This is Delta 1, still proceeding as planned, but we have a stranded with us.
No shit. Hey, ask him if he's seen any geobots. I still need one for our junker.
Hey, Baird, keep looking for that cart control room. Phoenix out. Delta 2, come in. Watch the vents.
Roger. You're not gonna believe where we are.
So, could you give us Delta 2's location?
GID readings are faint. Looks like the sewer system?
There's shit everywhere! Come on, Baird. A little bit of this is good for you. Builds your immune system. Yeah, it also builds disease. Delta 2 out.
No way. Sucks to be them. Hi, boys.
I can smell you two a mile away.
Screw you, man. Get down here and see how much you like it. There's room for one more. It's a fucking party down here.
No thanks.
Keep moving. We'll see you at the carts.
I'm gonna call it a day probably. And then I come back tomorrow, maybe read someone and then rest. Take it on for the rain and then I guess can call it a day. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. We want to see him back a bit earlier.